Leo. So the other thing too that people really be wanting to know about LeBron that I kind of want to cover here on the astrological level too is like, is he going to do well in the playoffs? So right now the Lakers are in a playoff match against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and right now they're down 3-1, right? So Lakers won 1 game, Minnesota Timberwolves won 3. So here's what I think, right? I honestly don't feel like they are going to win against the Timberwolves. They're definitely not going to win a championship because right now LeBron James is dealing with kind of like the what we call a midlife sort of crisis here, where from about age 37 to age 42, 41, 37 to 38, 41 to 42, give or take a year or two. In between these ages is where an individual will experience what's called Pluto square Pluto. Okay, that is when transit Pluto is squaring the natives' natal Pluto, their birth Pluto planet. And what this does is it creates a level of discomfort. And with right now, we are dealing with Pluto in Aquarius. This means that Pluto in Aquarius is squaring his Pluto in Scorpio. Okay. So what that does is it makes a person feel with the Aquarius energy, right? Aquarius energy ruling, the 11th house, I should say. Aquarius rules the 11th house, and the 11th house rules our long-term goals and our long-term plans. And so before this square, of course, LeBron has been in the NBA for like 22 years now. So before this square, of course, like he was still in the NBA, and his long-term goals and his long-term plans were probably one way. But then when Pluto square Pluto hit, when he was about 37, 38, things really changed, right? And if you can recall too, the last time he won a championship was 5 years ago in 2020, when I want to say he was 36, and the Pluto square Pluto transit wasn't there yet at all. I believe he was like 36 or 37 when he about 30. Was he 36 or 35 or something like that? But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that transit Pluto was not squaring his natal Pluto at the time that he won his last championship. And this is why it's been so difficult for him to win a championship now, because at this age, from when he turned 37 to previous to now, currently at 40, he needs to not be playing basketball anymore. Honestly, I'm going to just say it plain and simple, because he's not going to get the results that he wants. That time has passed, right? And this is what Pluto square Pluto does. It wants to break down any foundations that are just not working anymore. The things that you used to do aren't working anymore, and you need to like pivot, because Pluto rules transformation. And if transformation is in conflict and tension, if there's a block in transformation, then you need to go around that block. And most of the time, when people are between 37, 41, 42, whatever the case may be, right? Those are the hardest times of adult life, other than your Saturn returns, in my opinion. Pluto square Pluto aspects, Pluto square Pluto energy is not for the weak at heart. It's not for the weak at heart. It requires a person to really stop fighting and just flow, allow the death of the old life to take place, and pivot and move on to something else. Because if you don't, then you're just going to be disappointed chasing something. And I kind of feel like that's what LeBron is doing. He's still in the league playing against all these young people. I mean, there's people in the league right now that's playing against LeBron that were kids that were 12, 10, 11 years old when he was in the league. He's still in the league, and they're now entering the league. It's like between 37 and 41, it's kind of like you got to let the young people have what you were doing in your previous field, and you're unk now, or your TT, your auntie, and you need to just let the young people do what they do in that field, because your time has passed. You had your glory days, you had your 4 championships prior to Pluto square Pluto. It's like, bro, let it go. And a lot of times I get into conversations with friends, right, about the LeBron debate, because I have a lot of friends, male friends specifically, really, that play basketball and all that, and they know that I used to play in college. And one of my friends in particular, like, he loves LeBron, and I always say, like, LeBron needs to, like, check out, and he just can't believe that I say that. But I never go into detail as to why I say that astrologically, because it'll just go over his head, I feel. And astrology is a niche, and so that's why I built this podcast, so I can talk about it here. But these are the reasons why, like, LeBron needs to, like, hang up his shoes, hang up the jersey, and let it go. But unfortunately, he's in the 5th house perfection year, and the 5th house deals with the sign of Leo, right? So Leo rules the 5th house of children and creativity. So he's still, like, in this, he won't let his, that youthful side go, and allow the youth to go ahead and carry through the NBA and the franchises, and let Luka do his thing and be the face of the franchise. And it really is kind of embarrassing, in my opinion, to watch him still be in the NBA, knowing what I know about where he is right now at the age of 40, transit wise, how Pluto in Aquarius is talking about our long-term goals and long-term plans to